Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, September 4th. Today we will continue to have issues with increasing lightning across the Great Basin. The area shaded in red will see mostly dry lightning. We already have some early morning lightning that's developed over parts of western Nevada, so we will see lightning increase today across Nevada. The areas in yellow will be a mix of wet and dry storms across Nevada and also into the Arizona Strip and the eastern half of Utah. As we move into Thursday, we'll see quite a bit more lightning, almost region-wide across the Great Basin, but these thunderstorms will be stronger and will be producing better areas of wetting rains. We may still see some lingering effects on Friday of showers and thunderstorms, but quite a bit less coverage than what we will see on Thursday. Over the last 24 hours, we saw scattered thunderstorms over the southern half of the Great Basin, with a few isolated storms up into Idaho. The thunderstorms in yellow are thunderstorms that are occurring early this morning. As far as precipitation, most areas did not see wetting rains and saw less than 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. There were a few isolated areas up across the Sierra and over southern portions of Utah that saw over 1/10 of an inch or even over a 1/2 inch over in Utah. However, these were more isolated incidents and most areas were on the drier side. We did see light to moderate initial attack yesterday with 18 new fires reported across the Great Basin. We do have a couple of large fires up across northern Utah and in the Arizona Strip, and also the Cherry Fire over northeast Nevada. Over the last 2 weeks, we've seen very dry conditions, and even over the last 2 to 4 weeks over the Great Basin with well below normal precipitation, and even areas that did see some precipitation with thunderstorms, again, has been well below normal, as you can see in the area indicated in Utah and up further north into Idaho. Therefore, our ERCs continue to climb, and we are above the 80th to 90th percentile over the northern and eastern half of the Great Basin, and even areas over northern and central Nevada are drying out and are above the 70th percentile. Looking at some of our ERC charts, these ERCs are not only well above normal for the time of year, but are at record levels across much of Idaho and into Utah, the Arizona Strip, and far eastern Nevada. Over western Nevada, where ERCs are a little bit lower, these are still above normal for the time of year. Looking at our 10-hour fuel moisture, you can see very dry conditions, especially over the northern half of the Great Basin. Yesterday, where we did see some thunderstorm activity, we have seen a slight increase in 10-hour fuel moisture, however, again, still on the drier side. Our satellite image from this morning shows generally high pressure dominating the Four Corners region, with that moisture really starting to move north into Nevada and Utah today again. And we do have some westerly winds up across central Idaho, but the strongest winds will be further east across Montana. Looking at our weather pattern for later today, you can see again that moisture continues to increase and spread north across Nevada and Utah and the Arizona Strip today, which is predominantly where the lightning will occur, may cross over into far southern Idaho and the Sawtooth as we get later this afternoon. We do have some high risk out for lightning across western and northern Nevada into far southern Idaho. And again, this is for those thunderstorms that are already developing this morning. These will be on the drier side on the northern periphery of that moisture. Therefore, we certainly will see some new fire starts, and these have the potential to grow to larger fires due to the dryness of the fuels. Further south, these thunderstorms, again, will have a little bit more moisture today than what we saw yesterday, and certainly some higher humidity. As you can see from the relative humidity today over central and eastern Nevada and over the higher terrain of Utah, you can see relative humidity generally remaining above 20%, but we are seeing that drier pocket over northern and parts of western Nevada where the relative humidity will remain low before that moisture increases. Also, very dry conditions continue over central Idaho, especially in the higher terrain, where relative humidity will be in the single digits to low teens today. You can see the image on the right showing where thunderstorms are expected to develop throughout the day today, mainly over western and northern Nevada and across Utah, but also into southern Idaho. And again, this northern periphery is where we will see thunderstorms more on the drier side. As we move into Thursday, we have a trough of low pressure moving into northern California. This will allow that moisture to be pushed further north across all areas of the Great Basin. We will see a significant increase in lightning, especially across Nevada and then up into Idaho on Thursday. We do not have any high risk, as these storms will have a better potential of producing wetting rains, and also we will likely see some strong to severe thunderstorms as well. Looking at the relative humidity on Thursday, you can see an increase in all areas, where most areas are remaining above 20%. And then you can see the thunderstorms generally region-wide on Thursday. And again, especially across Nevada is where we'll see some of these stronger storms producing a brief heavy rain. We may see a slight decrease in lightning activity over southeast Utah. On Friday, the moisture starts to be pushed further north and east of the Great Basin, but we will still have some lingering moisture across Utah, back into eastern Nevada, and possibly Wyoming and central Idaho for remaining thunderstorms on Friday. But again, relative humidity will be higher, and we will see some areas of wetting rains. And you can see on the significant fire potential map how these areas have responded to the increase in moisture, and we are seeing a lot more yellow and green on the map, indicating decreasing fire potential later this week. Looking at the relative humidity on Friday, we will see again as that dry air pushes into western Nevada, we will see relative humidity start to decrease, but still remain high across Idaho, Wyoming, and much of Utah. And again, the image on the right shows where we're expecting those showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Looking at our overall forecast amounts of precipitation, you can see most areas will at least see some light precipitation, but especially across Idaho into northern Nevada and much of Utah and Wyoming is where we'll see those better chances of wetting rains as these thunderstorms increase. And looking on the east coast, you can see the swath of precip associated with Hurricane Dorian right along the coastal areas. As we move into Saturday, we have another trough of low pressure moving into northern California. This will likely allow for an increase in showers and thunderstorms again over northwest Nevada up into Idaho and possibly northern Utah. We will also see winds increase over southern and central Nevada. We do not have any high risk issued as, again, these thunderstorms will be on the wetter side as they move back into Nevada and Idaho. As we look at Sunday, we will have that trough of low pressure move across Idaho into Wyoming, and we will have a fairly good chance of not only wetting rains with the thunderstorms, but some larger areas of rainfall out across Idaho into northeast Nevada and northern Utah, bringing some much needed moisture. Further south, however, we will have some fairly gusty winds that will affect parts of Utah, potentially the Arizona Strip and southern Nevada, along with much drier conditions. We still do have generally lower fire potential as we've seen moisture in most of these areas, but we will be watching those winds on Sunday, and certainly the potential for holdovers would be the main problematic issue as we move through the weekend. Drier air spreads across the area on Monday with an area of low pressure affecting mainly northern Idaho. And then as we move into Tuesday, generally dry air region-wide with some breezy winds across the north. You are seeing areas across Nevada and Utah and the Arizona Strip now starting to dry out again as we move into early next week. The main precipitation that will occur again later this weekend as that next area of low pressure moves across the north will bring again some fairly heavy areas of rainfall potentially to parts of Idaho and to far northern Nevada. Looking at the 8 to 14 day outlook, taking us from September 12th through the 17th, shows now cooler temperatures moving into the northern and western areas of the Great Basin with wetter conditions up north and drier areas in the south. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back tomorrow for the latest updates.